I'm Kelly Vaughn, and welcome to Inside Indy. And today we're going to talk about healing from domestic violence. And as you know, when the pandemic hit, the number of cases of domestic violence increased. And so how are we dealing with that? How are we coping? And how are we helping others to get through it? And joining us is Julie Henson. She is the Vice President of Development for Coburn Place. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, before we get deep into the topic of domestic violence and how you all help victims, you have an event coming up, and we want to hit on that a couple of times during the interview so we can make sure that people know about it and that they can be a part of it.
Yes, the lemonade stand is coming up on July 15th. That's a Friday, and it will be on two sites. One is at Coburn Place at 604 East 38th Street, and one is on the Circle, actually on the lawn of Christ Church Cathedral downtown. And that will go from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then we have an event just for grown-ups at Hotel Tango from 5 to 9 p.m. called the Spiked Lemonade Stand.
Oh, nice. Okay. So tell folks what Coburn Place is.
Yes. So Coburn Place is about fresh starts, and we are about fresh starts for families and individuals that have experienced homelessness because of fleeing domestic violence. At Coburn Place, we offer compassionate support and housing choices to survivors of domestic violence. We have two main housing choices. One is in a flagship building that was an old elementary school. There are 35 apartments in that building, and clients initially start with a 9-month lease, but they could live rent and utility free for up to 2 years if that's the amount of time that they need. And then we have housing out in the community where we help with rent and utilities for up to 18 months for families to get back on their feet in whichever option works best for them.
Okay. So you said the word housing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there are a lot of things that victims of domestic violence go through and their families, but you mentioned housing.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that. Why is housing the key part that you're addressing? Why is it, sounds like, the key problem? No?
That's such a great question. At Coburn Place, what we specialize in is this specific intersection, and it's an intersection between homelessness and domestic violence. So one thing we know about domestic violence is that it affects everyone across demographics, across socioeconomic levels, across gender, across sexual orientation. But for families and individuals that have a lack of resources, and especially a lack of resources around safe housing, homelessness is an incredible extra barrier to getting to safety and stability. And so the work that we do is really designed to give families who are experiencing homelessness the tools that they need to be able to stabilize, especially families that are homeless because of domestic violence. We know that a lack of resources, and specifically a lack of housing resources, is the number one reason why families aren't able to leave. And we know that 60% of women who are experiencing homelessness are experiencing homelessness because of domestic violence. And so that is the key a reason that people are without a house. And so having a program and a service model that is really targeting and speaking to that intersection is a critical need in the city.
Well, this has been really enlightening, and we appreciate you coming on and educating us about domestic violence and help for those who are going through that and solutions. And we appreciate what you do at Coburn Place. If you could, again, go over the details of the lemonade stand, how people can participate, what's going to be happening, and if they can't attend, how they can give and support.
Yes. So the lemonade stand, you can check us out in person We will be on July 15th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Coburn Place, 604 East 38th Street, or down on the circle on the lawn of Christ Church Cathedral. If you're not able to do that, you can go to coburnplace.org/lemons and have a virtual cup of lemonade and still help support the kids and the kids program in Coburn Place. If you'd like an adult option, you can come join us at Hotel Tango in Fletcher Place from 5 to 9 p.m. on July 15th, or you can go to coburnplace.org/spike.
All right, we've got the information on the screen there. We appreciate it so much. Julie Henson, Vice President of Development for Coburn Place. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day,
one man's
right down in
dream
Georgia,
of racial
Mississippi,
equity and harmony, unity, seeing people as people, created in the image of God, is central to the Christian message. Acts records, "From one man he made every nation of men." God did this so men would seek him. Celebrate the creation, celebrate the vision, and celebrate each other as God celebrates you.
with this faith, I will go out with you and transform dark yesterdays into bright tomorrows. With this faith, we will be able to achieve this new day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing with the Negroes in the spiritual of all, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Bye, Janet. It's nice seeing you again. You look good, girl. Just let me know what I can do to help.
Well, to help me, she'd have to help every day. Every hour, every ouch, every time my wife calls for help. I mean, maybe she could help me make her lunch. But the crust, all the crust has to be cut off the corners. She could help me run to the doctor for the 5th time this week. Help me with the specialist and the second opinions and the painful paperwork about paperwork. Help me deal with how hard it is seeing my wife's name on so much paperwork. But this is on me. I'm the only one who can do this, like this, for her. Besides,
Take care.
we will. Janet doesn't like her cooking anyway.
Find support for your strength. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community.
Habitat for Missions invites you to join us in making a difference in your community and beyond. As we celebrate the hundreds of thousands of new resources raised and unleashed in the kingdom, we invite your church to partner with Habitat for Missions. We have been supporting missionaries, planting new churches, building a vocational school in Uganda, helping young girls in India to have a safe place to live and learn, investing in at-risk teens in South Bend, Indiana, and much more. We're moving houses, renovating houses, and unleashing brand new resources in communities across America. Partnering with HFM helps build community in your church or organization. It promotes your ministry to the community, and it gives your church an opportunity to have new resources for the mission that motivates you. Habitat for Missions, investing in lives, one house flip at a time.
We have a special edition of Inside Indy for you tonight. It's a cross between Inside Indy and COVID-19 recovery. And I'm joined by Al Bracken of Community Action of Greater Indianapolis. And we work together on COVID-19 recovery. But tonight, we've come together to tell you about Indiana Black Expo. we're going to be celebrating kind of like a summer celebration. And we've got some very cool people who will be joining us momentarily. But before they come on, we've got Al Bracken. Hey, Al.
Hello, Kelly. Glad to be here with this group of ladies, distinguished ladies from the Expo. So I won't spoil your introduction for the group. We have some very timely things to talk about this morning.
That's right. It happens every year. Summer celebration from Indiana Black Expo, and joining us are Alice Watson, and she is Senior Vice President of Operations and Project Management for Indiana Black Expo. We also have Sherry Garrison, who is Director of Music for the IBE Ecumenical Service, which is a part of the summer celebration. And then we have Janelle Johnson, who is head of the Gospel Explosion. Welcome to you all.
Thank you. And thank you for having us, Kelly, and aloha, Al.
Correct.
Kelly, if you'd like, and again, I'd like to just kind of briefly touch on what we're doing, and then I will defer to these other two lovely young ladies who really kick off the start and the end of what we do for summer celebration. So again, thank you for having us. We are so excited about this conversation and the fact that we are returning physically to the convention center. We are going to celebrate the beginning with the ecumenical, and we're going to go out with the gospel. But I would like to briefly touch on some of the things that we're doing inside the exhibition hall. Of course, we are an 11-day event. We start with our sponsor and VIP reception, and this year we'll be honoring some of our Black businesses who went through our Black Business Training Institute, which is a new program for us. So really, really excited about that. Monday, of course, we will kick off with the Mayor's Breakfast. Hope to see you guys there. Tuesday, we will have our business conference, and that Monday is the start of the business conference. Tuesday, the business conference. We also have a new program there with our Youth Entrepreneur Series, which will be, again, for middle to high school, again, teaching our Black youth at the very beginning how to be business owners and how to do it the right way. So we're excited about that. We'll have our governor's reception. Wednesday, we'll do our virtual education conference, another new piece for us, something that we learned during the pandemic is how to stay present for our educators. We had, during the pandemic, over 5,000 educators from across the country. So we're gonna stay in that virtual space. Thursday, we will have our physical education conference. And I'm just zooming right through this because I know we don't have a lot of time, but really wanted to touch on just the excitement and the joy about returning back into the physical space of the convention center. Also on Thursday, and I know Al, hoping that you will expound on this, we will have our Black Minority Health Fair. Again, that's an opportunity for the community to get $2,500 worth of free health screening. It's also an opportunity for the youth who are our young Black athletes to, if they again can't afford it, come to the convention center and get that health screening. So that will be the Minority Health Fair. That Thursday is, of course, senior night. And then, of course, it goes through the rest of the weekend. Then on Friday, we will have our corporate luncheon. And I don't know if you've seen who we will be honoring, but we're really, really excited about having Mike Woodson, our own homeboy from Broad Ripple, will be honored. Yes, exactly. And then we will have Blair Underwood. We also will be recognizing Geo Academy for the work that they do in the Black community across the state of Indiana and their success rate with actually graduating college students while they're in high school. So just a lot of exciting things. And then, of course, we go into the exhibition hall. Inside the exhibition hall, we will be recognizing not only our Black businesses, but recognizing the theme of Black Wall Street and really how we started. I mean, we started with Black businesses. So we're honoring our history and we're honoring the presence. So those are some of the exciting things inside that exhibition hall. We'll have boxing. And again, I don't want to steal the thunder of my bookends, which will be Sherry and Janelle, but we'll have also a presence of God as always throughout the convention center and before we even get started. So those are some of the exciting things that we will be doing, and I will kind of defer to the ladies or Kelly if you have any questions about what we're doing inside that space. And welcome TV40 back into the space. I know you guys will have a presence also.
Yes, we're going to have a booth there, and I don't have the booth number in front of me, but I believe when you come into the hall, we're to the left side against the wall there, and we're going to be set up like doing a television show. In fact, we're going to have some of our television shows actually taping that day, so it'll be pretty exciting for people to come by and meet some of the folks that they see on Channel 40 on a regular basis. So yes, so we're looking forward to being a part of that. Let's talk about then, I know you have the Gospel Explosion and Janelle Johnson is the chair of that. So can we talk about that a bit? And I'm going to come back to you, Alice, because I want to get more details on the health fair, but I want to get their word out about what they're doing, and then we'll make full circle and come back around again.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, so we close out summer celebration with the Gospel Explosion, and it's really an opportunity for the gospel community just to come down to the exhibit hall. I mean, just as a memory for me, it's just always been after you leave church, where you're going back downtown to Indianapolis to the convention center. This year, headlining will be Anthony Brown out of DC. A lot of us know him from one song that we really love is Worth. You were worth. What am I worth? What is it, Sherry? You know the word.
You thought I was worth saving.
You thought I was worth saving. Yes. And so that Anthony Brown is an amazing gospel artist. And so he'll be headlining the show. And what we usually do is we always package with local talent, our church choirs here in the city. We start off with them, and it just leads up to a great a headliner, and that's exactly what it is. It's an explosion because we have a good time. Full bands are out there, choirs are out there, and when church choirs comes and they're telling their church community, please congregation, come down and support us. So it's really just an opportunity just to close it out. Sherry and her team, they start us off with the ecumenical service, and then that gospel explosion, it just closes out that summer celebration. And we're excited because, as you know, summer celebration is coming back after 2 years. And so we're in person. I was looking at some videos from 2019 and I'm like, oh my God, we had such a great time. So we're just excited about it. This year, Demetrius West, Thomas in the Situation, as well as Andre Speed and company are coming, and then some other church choirs. So we're excited and we're looking forward to it.
Okay, so, and now Sherry Garrison, who is director of music for the Indiana Black Expo Ecumenical Service. And by the way, she is the star of the Indy Easter Gospel Music Special. We had the first year for that. She and Lamar Campbell co-hosted the show. So we look forward to having them back next year. But in the meantime, she's got big things happening at IBE, right, Sherry?
Yes. Again, this year, we were able to come back last year after the first year of the pandemic, but we're coming back again this year, opening up the summer celebration as we should, lifting up the name of Jesus and giving God the glory for another year. We have an ecumenical choir made up of about 6 to 7 churches. Still, being cognizant of the pandemic, didn't want to invite a whole lot of singers out, but we have enough representation from around the city that we're going to sing God's praises. And this year, the guest speaker for the event will be Pastor Jeffrey A. Johnson Sr., the senior pastor of Eastern Star Church. So we're ready to have a great time in the name of the Lord.
All right. I love it.
And Kelly, that's a good segue into part of what KG, Community Action of Greater Indianapolis, is doing in reference to what's now our permanent wellness program. And I'll remind everyone that as part of the COVID-19, we sponsor this segment, and we have for a year, we will for probably another year as we transition into a permanent wellness position. And that's why the health fair is so important now. It's more important now than it's ever been. It's always been important. It's always been timely, it's always been helpful, and it's always saved lives. But this year, one of the focuses I know, as we get people in there and have vendors that are helping to schedule doctor's appointments, checking blood pressures and checking the vitals and providing just an unbelievable number and amount of resources. KG's wellness program, the theme for the last year and a half is taking a mind, body, and soul approach to wellness. So we want to be comprehensive. And one of the things that we've seen as we looked into everything from chronic disease management to transportation to the doctor, and what the Expo Health Fair is going to do, and is going to do better this year than it ever has, is connecting those folks with the underlying conditions to healthcare professionals to fight those diseases that we don't even know we have. As we did our programming this year, the number one issue we found was that we have so many of our elderly, we focus on our elderly, and in some cases our younger folks, who do not go to the doctor, period. So these underlying conditions that have been the contributing factor to how COVID affected our population, one of the factors that we've seen in our study in the last year and a half, if we have a huge part of our population that does not go to the doctor. So KG is going to be engaged this year at the health fair, providing transportation from our buildings, doing everything that we can do to bring our resources to the table to get folks to that health fair and then to track those outcomes.
Well, I mean, they can get blood pressure testing, testing for diabetes, testing for cancer. I don't know if, of course, when we go back to the history of Expo and our president, Reverend Charles Williams, again, during the screening of the health fair is when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and he was able to live a longer life because it was caught in time, or it was caught certainly enough to give additional time for his life. So a lot of life-saving testing happens inside the health fair. Again, that for our young athletes, they're able to get their physical testing. So there's so many things, and it's been so life-saving over the years for a lot of our community who may not have had access to that because they were disadvantaged. So lots of testing going on. There's a lot of representation from different hospital organizations and other clinical organizations inside the health fair.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, but not even going out on a limb and say, historically, Black Expo Health Fair has been the #1 health fair in the state of Indiana, for everyone that attends. And
that's actually out, quite frankly, it's a fact, it's across the country. There's no place else that you could get that amount of health screenings other than the Black and Minority Health Fair.
There are a lot of people think because it's Indiana Black Expo, it's like for Black people only. We have the Italian Fest, we have the German Fest. It is for everybody. And I think people have this vision, like when you go down there, it's just Black people. No. First of all, a lot of the vendors, they take, they come from corporations, and we've got IU and Eli Lilly. And a lot of those people that work there, they're there, people who come to visit. So it's not like some people might think it's just us. It's for everybody. We invite everyone to come down
really
and be part of the
is
celebration.
The history, Kelly, of Indiana Black Expo. It's really to showcase Black excellence. And to expose Black excellence. So we open our doors to everyone so that you can see how we can put on a show, how we actually have businesses who have valuable products and information. So it really is a showcase open to everyone. So we open our arms and open our doors and welcome anyone and everyone to the exposition, Indiana Black Expo.
Okay, well, I love it. Well, we're excited about it and everything that's coming up for this year. And we appreciate you all for joining us here on the show and letting us know about Summer Celebration.
summer celebration. We're looking forward to having everyone come again downtown. Outdoor concert starts Friday. Come out, sit out, and then enjoy Patti LaBelle, Monica, and after 7 again. That's free unless you want to get closer, of course. And then we sell our seats. Those are called VIP seating. And those tickets are $75 per person, which is really very cheap when you look at some of the other concerts that are going on across the country.
Yeah, that would be Al. Al would do that.
We'll see you there, Al.
I'll be there, front and center.
All right, we'll be there. Thank you all for joining us. We have to go, but thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye-bye.
Hi, my name is Suzanne Kamara. We love making a difference in the lives of people with various skin conditions. Join us in assisting people internationally with tuition assistance, food and clothing, and medical care while raising awareness about their conditions and empowering people with the tools they need to be successful.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.